Welcome to Allergy Dragon's Lair podcast. My name is Martha. I'm your host. I'm a specialty diet and allergy chef and someone that lives with quite a few food allergies. My biggest claim to fame is raising a child with over 30 food allergies and celiac disease. And on today's episode, it's an allergy friends takeover. I have my really cool friend Zoe with me today, Zoe Slaughter. If you haven't seen any of our other episodes, definitely check those out. But before we jump into the video and she takes over, a quick disclaimer. The views expressed here on our show are the personal opinions and life experiences of our guest and ours. We are not healthcare providers or doctors. Please seek advice from your healthcare professional for any diagnoses or changes to your healthcare plan. Hi, Zoe.
Hello. Thanks for letting me do this takeover, Martha. I'm so excited to hear your answers.
I'm excited to have you take over.
Thanks. Okay, so I'm asking questions. It's a Q&A about the Yes Chef program, which is at the Louisville Public Library. And so first question for Chef Martha Morgan. As someone who lives with food allergies, I often assume that food center programs won't be accessible or safe for me. That's what excites me most about you being in the Yes Chef residency at the Northeast Library here in Louisville. For attendees with food allergies or any dietary restriction, what can they expect from this program?
My program starts in April and I'll be there the whole month of April. It's 40 hours off and on, and I'm doing 3 different programs. So for me, obviously, my program is allergy based because I have that allergy background. And I think for me, the biggest reason I wanted to do this program and what I'm looking forward for attendees is the fact that all of my programs are vegan, gluten-free, and top 9 free. And that's what I want to instill in people, that they're going to be safe if you have food allergies. And obviously, if you have food allergies outside the top 9 like me, then, write the library, write myself, contact me, and we'll see what we can do. But I can get information to you ahead of time. And just being conscious and having an open dialogue, I think, is what is most important for people with food allergies. And I feel like, we're living with food allergies now. Unless you're a newly diagnosed person, maybe you're going to be really, really nervous coming to my class because you don't know me that well. Be aware that I'm very open to suggestions, conversations, and I will let you know if you're not going to be safe. I don't like to put anybody in harm because I live it, breathe it. But I'm hoping to have really fun classes where people can be involved and really just spread the word about how food allergies are not that limiting if you don't allow them to be, and that they can be pushed out of the kitchen. And I feel like a sense of really what you can do versus what you can't do versus, what I can eat, what I can't eat, you know, just changing the narrative and taking back that control in the kitchen, I think helps take control over everything else. It's like a domino effect. Did I answer that okay?
I love that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. I feel like it's really important too for people to hear that they can reach out to you with questions. I know when I took one of your classes for the first time, I'd reach out with a bunch of questions because I just wasn't sure if it was going to be, what your definition of safe is and my definition of safe is. So I appreciate you explaining that and having it be like an open door for people to ask questions. Thinking about cross contact in a shared public space. So the library chef, Yes Chef program is in a shared space. I imagine that major allergens are present in the building. Can you talk about how you approach allergen awareness and how attendees should kind of expect to feel confident coming in with how you approach cross contact?
Sure, yes. So the cool thing is that the Yes Chef program, it's an actual kitchen that's been set up, and it actually has doors, so people will not be coming in and out. Unless they're going to be coming directly to the kitchen. I am in residency for the whole 30 days, and my standards of cleanliness is I will wipe the doors off when I'm coming in after I get unlocked and that kind of thing. I'll wipe the doors off. I wipe everything down. They do have people that will be in and out at times. I'm doing workshops possibly and that kind of a thing. And I've really established a good conversation with the people that are running in the library, running the program. And they are aware that I will be taking extra time to clean before I start doing anything. I also will be having my items in totes, and I will be having things labeled. So anything that's for the actual class is going to be handled with the utmost care. And, you still have a chance of cross contact, but like I literally will come in because I don't care how clean it is. I didn't clean it. That's just me. I'm going to wipe it off. I also will be wiping off the chairs and the tables that are in there, because we even do that for our meetup when we don't do that. But just because we don't know who's been there beforehand. Not that they're not going to respect it. And we've had conversations about trying to limit how much people are bringing stuff in and out of there for my month. But at the same time, you have to be mindful of the fact that they can't necessarily tell people, no, you can't bring in wheat, or something like that. So just trying to work with them. I don't see any issues with that aspect, but mainly cleanliness is my golden standard. Wash, rinse, sanitize. Don't just sanitize. So we do all three.
Awesome. That's great to hear. With thinking about the programming at the residency, will it include activities beyond food prep? Like, can you talk more about the demonstrations, the educational sessions, if people want to participate, but they're not comfortable engaging directly with food?
Yeah, so on my social media, I do plan on posting as well, like, because there's open hours that I'll be there. And so I'm going to be having different little sections where I kind of have a theme, like my first Saturday being in there that I'm actually like scheduled for a few hours. It's going to be more of a Q&A session. Come in, meet me, have conversations about what's going on. I'm working with the library in aspects. We're kind of doing a theme because that's just how I feel like I should have every time I'm in there, I should have a theme about what I'm going to be talking about. So I'll have resources available for people to read. I'm going to be going over label reading, FDA rules and things like that. I'll probably be using your book and aspects for teaching for some areas for that, and maybe a couple other ones. I'm going to have a kids, teens, a session, adults with food allergies. We're going to do our meet up there for April is going to actually be there because it'll be within the chef residency hours. The actual programs that I have, we're doing a sourdough pretzel bites with dip, and then going to be doing a award-winning sweet potato curry gravy and sourdough biscuits. And then I'm going to be doing how to cook without wheat, egg, all that good stuff, which of course we already know that that's what I already do, but it's going to be all cookies because who doesn't like cookies? And that was like an all level class, but I really tried to make my classes where anybody can come in with any type of level of cooking and feel comfortable and just feel included. I want people to feel excited about having safe, delicious food just like everybody else. The biggest thing is you can ask me as many questions as you want to when you're there. I will always make time for questions no matter what I have going on. I will have everything listed like on what I'm planning and my programs for when I'm in there on the open hours and also on the time that I have my programs running.
Oh, that's great. Okay, that kind of answered my second question too, which I was curious what you were hoping the community would use you as a resource for, and then what kind of questions and interactions you were most excited to have, which I feel like you answered there perfectly. So
Mhm.
I'll jump to the next one. So thinking about your specialty diet and food allergy chef focus, can you share more about your areas of expertise and what kind of sets your allergy approach apart from traditional culinary trainings or chefs who don't use like an allergy informed lens?
Yeah, actually, I really like this question. One of the biggest things I want to point out to people is that allergy-free food is just food. It's just safer for more people. And don't we want to have more people at the table, which we can have more conversations with? So the more people I can have at my table and have more fun and they're enjoying my food, it just warms my heart as a person, as a chef. I mean, we want to see people eat our food. I would say that in a nutshell sets me apart because I live it and breathe it and it's a real thing for me. And the other thing is I never when I look at a recipe or I see somebody eating food, I don't really get, oh, I wish I could eat that. I know, which is weird for some people because they're like, well, how can you not be resentful? And I'm not because I immediately start thinking about how I can make it for me.
Hmm.
I don't look at it as a negative thing. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I could do that, especially if it's something I've never thought about trying. I'm
Mm.
like, but I wonder if I could do that because it's also chemistry and it's like a big puzzle. And I love cooking anyway. I love baking. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. And then it's almost like a challenge,
Mm.
but it's
Like,
like a fun challenge for me. Yeah, it's a fun challenge for me. And I love to make something and create something that blows people's minds that's good, but garlic, I'll go back to my chili. My chili is vegan and it's top nine free and obviously, and it's gluten free, but it's also garlic free. It's tomato free. It's this free and because it's literally catered to my youngest child's need. And but then I was like, hey, other people can eat this and can enjoy this. And then there
mm,
are people that can't eat that because it has their allergen in it. And I think that's the other thing that sets me apart is the fact that I realize people can be allergic to anything because I am. I'm allergic to chocolate. I'm anaphylactic to chocolate. And I'm anaphylactic to, I can't have beef. I can't have pork. I can't have dairy. My list goes on, but I am outside of the top nine as well. Like I said, I would say that what sets me apart the most is the fact that I live it.
live it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's such a good way to put it, and it makes sense. What does it mean to you to bring an allergy-focused culinary residency to a public library setting here, and what impact do you hope that it has on our local community?
I love this question too, because I'm an advocate and I love to teach. People that they're going to the library, they usually want to learn. So it's the perfect ground for me to be. And what I hope is it just educate people and that I'm here for you to come in and talk to. And even if I don't have all of the answers, I can usually point you in the right direction. I worked with many of the top nonprofits in our area with fact and different things. And if you don't have a clue who I'm talking about, come and find out. I plan on having lots of information for people. I may not be the utmost person that to know about that particular item. Like I can serve you safely. I don't have that in your head. I can definitely serve you safely, but I may not be able to answer all those questions about alpha gal because I'm still learning since I have it. I'm living it. It's still a newer thing for me. So I go to the alpha gals and I point everybody else to the alpha gals. Okay, so they're my experts. So I will definitely get you in touch with the experts. If you want to have an expert that knows about peanut allergies that are airborne related, obviously I'm going to send them to Zoe, So I'm going to get you in contact with the people that can help you, even if I can't help you on in everything. And I think that that's the biggest thing. I want to bring community, I want to bring conversations, and I want people to learn and feel empowered when they leave my classes.
Oh, that's great, Martha. Okay, so thinking about transparency and setting expectations when people are coming in, if a guest comes to the library and discloses that they have an allergy, are there times when you feel like, or I guess there are going to be times when you feel like it's the responsible thing to say, I don't think I can safely accommodate this. Why is that honesty important?
So the honesty itself is important because I would never serve you poison and tell you that it's safe for you.
Mhm.
That's point blank what it is. In some cases that may sound extreme, but in some cases that's literally how it is for that person. That's why honesty and transparency is 100%. We have to trust you with our lives when we're going to eat something. So the least you can do is tell me no. And I will say this to my food allergic people. I would rather have a confident no than an iffy yes. So if you say I should be okay, I'm walking out the door.
Yeah.
Why would I gamble with my life? That's why trusting you is important. The next thing is to my chefs and my restaurateurs and the people that see the money. If we know we're safe at your place, you will get our money every time. Because if anybody wants to go to a restaurant and they want to take me out, I'm going to go be the one picking the restaurant, not the other people that don't have the food allergy. So now you have the ability to have a four top. And every time I have a good experience, I'm just going to keep going back because we are the epitome of habit people because we know it's safe. We may eventually, go somewhere else, but we're not willing to like take that chance because I have a big meeting tomorrow and I have this and I know this place is safe. You will
Mhm.
make your money back tenfold if you're allergy conscious.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's absolutely true and something that a lot of people and businesses don't think about. And they're missing out on many social circles, not just the one allergic person, it's all their friends and family and their colleagues and all of that. So it's a great point to make. Thinking about comfort levels, so many chefs do care deeply, but may not feel like they're fully equipped to handle like an anaphylactic allergy. How do you navigate the balance between wanting to be inclusive and then recognizing the limits of what you're able to do?
That's a really great point, and also goes into protecting myself as well. Because there's some things I can't cook, period, because I can't taste it. I can't do this. I can't, it will harm me itself. So I think the biggest thing is to realize that you're not going to be able to ever accommodate everybody 100% of the time. But if you can accommodate and you're completely peanut free, then look at how much business you have coming in and look how many happy people you have because it's completely peanut free. I think the biggest challenge is multiple food allergies and trying to do it at the level that I have or live with, or you start combining our allergens together and trying to go out to eat because we've experienced that ourselves. It's like when we traveled to Chicago, trying to find a place that was safe for both of us was really hard. And we ended up with one restaurant, but it's a go-to restaurant for everybody. I feel like, Chipotle is for a lot of food allergy people. But, it's still not necessarily the best place we want to go to. We'd love to go to another place. Not Chipotle's bad. Don't go on me at Chipotle people. But, that was our only really option. So, and of course, that's what we did. We ate it twice. We ate it going there and we get it coming back.
So, is allergy education or allergen training something that you're interested in others learning more about? Like, do you wish it were required and provided as a resource by the city or the state? And could you kind of just talk to if that would be useful for chefs in restaurant environments?
I think right now, yeah, so we do have some programs out there. ServSafe does have an allergy program as well that you have to pay it in addition to. And that's when I talk about there's allertrain, there's a lot of different allergy training systems. I feel like the health departments and that kind of thing, it would be nice for them to have more of a higher education because I feel like here, at least in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's the only one I can really talk about, Louisville, Kentucky, I feel like it is lacking. I mean, they do talk about cross contact and cross contamination and different things like that. And we already do cross contact when you're talking about raw foods and production in that aspect. And so it's kind of easy to a certain degree to tell people about cross contact with allergens that are already in food service, but sometimes people will, say cross contact, cross contamination for the same thing when it really is not the same thing. Then also in a way, likening it to food proteins like chicken, raw chicken versus cooked chicken, and you wouldn't use the same tongs. It can be a little bit confusing because we talk about denaturing. I can't say the word, but basically it's where you take the protein and it's been heated up so high, like 500 plus degrees, and it kills the protein, but it doesn't really kill the protein because the protein's not alive. You can actually destroy the protein, but in some cases, you can't really take the protein and 100% out of it. So, really, that's why scraping and cleaning is the only way to really 100% make it safe. In some aspects, there's some flaws with the cross contact with raw meat versus cooked meat because we're looking at the fact that we're killing any type of bacteria that's in there. Like I said, it's similar, but not the same 100%. So that's where it becomes tricky for people to understand that it's not the same thing. So allergen training is very vital. And I do think that we need a universal system that everybody can agree on, but or at least statewide. If you have a state system and that, well, you have to have this particular training and this training should be done and that's our standard. I think every state should have to have it. That's just me.
That's such a interesting point that you made of how, yeah, it might be killing the bacteria, but we're focused on the allergenic protein, and so that's very different. And so having those different definitions and an allergy specific lens is, really important to differentiate. I hope that's my hope that that's something that's focused on more at state levels.
Yeah, and I have gone and done quite a few trainings through virtually and trying to help assist people because we don't have 100% protocols for every single thing on how things should be ran as an allergy training universal wide. Like I said, there are programs out there that are available and they're really great programs, but not to have a universal one, or at least a statewide, health department type of thing is kind of crazy to me.
Hmm.
They kind of loop it into the cross contact and the cross contamination, and but it's not 100% the same thing. So
Different.
yeah, it's a little different, and that goes into the science of the nurturing de. I can't say the word, but it's like it's escaping me, but I'll try to put it below. But denaturing or denate. Anyway, basically, I explained what it does. And in some cases, it doesn't alter that protein or kill the protein enough to make you not have a food allergy, a reaction, just depending on how sensitive you are. Yes, generally, if somebody says they scrape and clean the grill, I'm safe usually. That's why it's so important to have transparency when you're a chef talking about how you actually do things. Is
Hmm.
everything cooked in the same oven? Is there two separate ovens? Do you separate? Because everybody's level and experience is totally different on what is going to make them sick. So if they just know your protocol and how you're going to cook it and your processes, and you don't change your process
Right.
and your training, that kind of thing, then, or you make shortcuts because you're busy and you're short staffed, certain things you cannot shortcut. So as long as you don't do those things and you're transparent with who's dining, you all will
Hmm.
be safe. So that's why it's so important to have that element and that lens. And it's totally okay if you don't want to do that. Like I said, I think it's totally okay to be a person that doesn't necessarily know, but I think training definitely needs to be more universal.
Well, thank you for speaking to that. The last question that I had, I know we had talked about kind of flipping it back to me, but is there anything else that you want to add, Martha, about the residency or the program? Yes, Chef, that's coming up for you in April?
I'm just super excited to be doing it. I've worked with the How To Festival for many years with the library, and this, of course, is the library, the Northeastern branch here local in Louisville, Kentucky. So if you're here, please try to stop by. I'll have many hours and I will have them posted, and then I'll have the three actual programs is what they're calling it, but they're like the larger classes where I'll be cooking bigger. Showing larger recipes and more techniques and that kind of thing. But yeah, I hope to see many people. I'm just excited to do it. Just excited.
Yeah, well, I'm excited too. I know the last thing we were gonna do was kind of ask me, like, what does it mean to me as an adult who's grown up with a peanut allergy to now be able to go to a public event like this? And kind of what does it mean thinking of inclusion? And I mean, it
Mm.
means everything for me to be able to participate in programming like this. I didn't even, I would never think that a chef residency program is something that I could be participating in just because I think, oh, food, oh, they're not going to be allergen safe and I'm not interested. Slash, maybe I would have been interested if I didn't have a food allergy, but I assume 99.9% of the time it's not something that's catered towards me. And so just knowing that this is coming up and in my city and something that I often get left out of, it just makes me so happy to be like, I'm like, how many times am I going to be able to come during the month? Like, I want to come for all the sessions. I want to see what it's like. And I hope that it shows others in the community that making a space, even just top nine free or dairy free, or, something where they know there's a need, that people will be more willing to understand that that's something that can just be done. And cross contact is really, it takes effort, but it's not something that's impossible for anyone to do. And it's just a simple way to include others. If it's a food-free event, even like our meetups that we do in the community, we make them so that they're food-free. There's no worries where someone has to say, hey, could you not bring, peanuts or wheat or something? So I'm just happy that you're doing this and getting food allergy recognition out there. And I hope that it inspires people to do more like this program.
Yeah, and you just did it. So you did take over this whole episode. See, you were awesome, by the way. Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview me on my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, Martha. I was like, ooh, I like the idea of this. I mean, we do the meetups each month, and I'm like, this sounds fun for me to ask you some questions now.
That's right. Okay, if you can't tell, we have too much fun together. So we could keep talking about food allergies and everything else, but I will want to say one thing before we wrap up because I'm taking it back over now. Okay, I'm just telling
Okay.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I love talking to everybody about food allergies, and that's including people that don't have a clue about food allergies. So, really, my sessions are going to be for everybody, anybody that wants to learn about food allergies and good food. That's it. It's simple. I hope I get to see everybody in April for our chef in residency. We're going to have our meetup there too. So if you ever want to come, it's going to be there too. And I'm just like super excited. And thanks so much, Zoe, again. And we'll have everything linked below so you can, check everything out that's going on here locally. And if you ever want to chat food allergies, message any of us. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast, like this podcast, comment, do all that good stuff. And we will all talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.